Are watching events in court from London closely today, and there will be a fresh Fame Under Fire podcast as soon as the sentence is delivered. We'll be speaking to you later, but for now, Anoushka Mutanda Dougherty, thank you very much. And I'd like to bring in Chris Melcher, celebrity lawyer and legal analyst, joining us from the US West Coast. Chris, very good morning to you there. Talk us through the possible sentence Combs could get today for the two offences he was found guilty of.
Well, those two offenses were the most minor ones. It was transporting his two girlfriends at the time across state lines for the purpose of having sex with these men who he paid for that purpose. And so the jury acquitted him of doing this under force. And so now it's confounding for the judge to know, well, how does he consider what are really minor charges that he's been convicted of without violating really what the jury verdict was saying that there was insufficient evidence that these acts were forced. Even though we saw the video of Sean Diddy Combs beating Cassie Ventura in 2016 in that hotel lobby, how can we forget that happened? But the jury didn't find force. So this is going to be very difficult, and we might see a much shorter sentence as a result.
It is key to highlight, as you say, that he was found guilty of those two offences, but found not guilty of the three more serious charges of racketeering and of sex trafficking. Now, Chris, if I can ask you, there's been a lot of speculation and some conspiracy theories throughout the trial that he was treated differently because of who he is. What's your take on that?
I don't believe that that's the case. The government couldn't ignore that video in 2016 that surfaced in 2024 of him beating Cassie Ventura. It was too much to ignore, and it validated some of the rumors or accusations that had been made earlier. And so I think that he then had to be prosecuted. The government's mistake was overcharging him with this racketeering conspiracy when in fact it was really a conspiracy of one person doing depraved acts. And it was an overcharge to bring those really, really serious case against him. And it's probably also an overcharge by thinking that he could get 11 years charging him with this racketeering conspiracy when in fact it was really a conspiracy of one person doing depraved acts. And it was an overcharge to bring those really, really serious case against him. And it's probably also an overcharge by thinking that he could get 11 years for just transporting for the purposes of prostitution.
Chris, if I can ask you just briefly, Combs did not testify during his trial, but he has written a 4-page letter to the judge just yesterday, pleading his case, asking for leniency. When it's someone who didn't take the stand in the first place, how much is the judge likely to take this letter into account?
Well, the judge will absolutely have to take it into account. He has the right to remain silent until the jury's pronounced the verdict. Now that that's happened, he will address the court probably personally in addition to the letter, and there was also a video sent earlier. And so look, I've suffered over a year in custody, and I've learned, and I'm going to be a better person, and please let me out of jail is what he's telling the court. And the court will have to consider whether that's credible.
Okay, celebrity lawyer Chris Melcher joining us from LA. Chris, thank you very much for your insights. Appreciate it.